Oh boy. Here we go, baby. Where are we? Bits and bytes. All the things consumable from everywhere you want to be. United States edition. What are we doing? Week by week. 50 states, 50 weeks. 50 weeks, 50 states. It's week 11, everybody. It's week 11, you better wake up. It's a big one, but it's a small one. It's a noble one. What is it? What's it gonna be? We know, it's alphabetical. It's Hawaii! Oh, it's Hawaii! Look at that flag! Hawaii! We are here! And it's exciting! Hawaii is very exciting! I'm very excited for Hawaii. This is a great episode. Number one, we got the flag up. There it is. It looks very similar to our 50 states flag, our American flag. We have some red, white, and blue, of course. And then we have the old British flag in there. Because they used to be owned by the old Brits. I think the Brits used to something to do with the War of 1812, and then the American flag, and then the British flag, and then all kinds of shit happened, and then the king who was running Hawaii, Kamehameha. I'm not even trying. We don't know we don't know how to say that. Stop it. He got a new flag made. It doesn't look like this. I could show it to you. I'll show it to you later. It's green and red. It's pretty cool. But this is the flag. Hawaii is the state. Let's get into it. We're talking all the things food, all the things drinking in Hawaii. We're slapping the desk. We're waiting for the song to end because we're trying to cue it and time it out. We just can't do it yet. Here we go. Let's hit it with the facts. Nice. Hawaii, nicknamed the Aloha State, 1959, it got statehood, the 50th state. It's the newest state, right? There's 50? There's 50. 50 weeks, right. I got it. 1.5 million almost. The capital's all Honolulu. Also the biggest city. Abbreviation is HI. H-I. We got a state bird. Let's see it. It's the Nini, a.k.a. the Hawaiian goose. Well, that's unique. I wonder if it's edible. It looks very edible. It's got a little plump in the middle. This one, actually, I didn't even notice this. The picture, look at this one. He's tagged. He's got a tag on his ankle here. He's under house arrest. That's where all the criminals go. Hawaii, it's actually not a criminal state, like some other states that we've covered recently. And let's go back where we at. What's the state flower? The old yellow hibiscus. There she is. Looks like a hibiscus like any other, but really beautiful and perhaps in Hawaii. I may have some here on my shirt or my LA. Look at that. Is that I think that's trying to be one. That's a sad one, but it's okay. My shirt's got flamingos on it. It's okay. We're all here. Everything's great. We got the yellow hibiscus. Great. Unofficial state bird? I don't know. The thing says it's the state bird. Who knows? The Nini Hawaiian goose. Is a goose? Yeah, goose is a bird. We'll go with that. Anyway, Hawaii. Look at this beautiful place. Pull up the map. I've never been, so I don't have much to say. It's a whole bunch of islands. Some say 4, some say 5, some say 7, some say 8. It depends on what you count as an island if you live there. But clearly we got the big boys starting at the top. Honolulu's there. You got this guy over here. Let's pull down the waning sacks, can we? Kauai. My pronunciation is going to be way off this whole episode. Let's just get that right out of the way. We got Honolulu. We got Molokai. Sounds like a bad guy in a comic book. We got Maui. That's supposed to be a very nice one. And then the actual island of Hawaii itself, Hawaii. I mean, everyone who goes there loves it. They say it's great. They go to the old big island where it's all touristy and stuff like that. I don't know much about Hawaii. We have our special guest that's on today, Robert Aquin of Kalamas Cuisine. He's got an amazing food truck out in Hawaii. We did an interview with him. The time difference, as you could imagine, is quite far. I mean, Hawaii's on the other side of the globe. So look at where it is. It's It's between the big boys. It's way out there. So we're talking like a 6-hour time difference. So instead of trying to sync up my schedule with theirs, we picked a nice date, got together, recorded a good interview with him, and we're going to hit to that in a minute. We did it in the studio here. Obviously, I didn't go to Hawaii. This will not be an offsite, sadly. We didn't have it in our budget. But a really good interview with him. He tells us all about what it's like to be in Hawaii and the culture, his food truck, the scene there. It was a great interview, great catch. So we're going to go to that in a little bit, but we have a lot of food and drink to cover. And I think we got to really get going because I amassed more than I could have possibly imagined for this date. Going into it, I was like, what are we going to use? What are we going to do? I got to get this thing off. This thing's itching. Sorry. I need to be delayed. There we go. Got a lot of stuff for this state, more than I expected. I mean, we got the pineapples out. Go away, dude. We got the... No, don't do that. We're still here. Don't end the show. We got the pineapples out. We got some freshy passion fruits here, which I don't think I've ever dealt with in hand, so it's actually supposed to be dry like this. We're going to cut that open, maybe get into that, maybe make a drink with that. Who can say? We got all... Let's show the box. Just get right to the box. The box is stacked. The box is... I wish I had an effect right now to go on my voice. I could try. Do I? Nope. Stacked. The box is stacked. Yeah, it kind of worked. I forgot that was on there. That's silly. Super shout out to Coral Wang getting me many of these treats. She brought back a few of these treats. She was a friend of mine. She was actually in Hawaii the past couple weeks, and she said, hey, I'm going to Hawaii. I got friends and family out there. I'm going to bring back some legit-ass treats for you. She brought back the coffee, some legit-ass candy I'd never heard of, the ahi tuna jerky we're going to get into, some macadamia nuts. She brought all the goods, so many, many thanks to her. She's super cool. But then we got some other stuff here that I'm going to question if it is even Hawaiian. But, you know, like I said, I ran all of this stuff through our special guest who is as Hawaiian as it gets. And he said everything we got is autentico. He's not Italian. He didn't say autentico, but whatever. Starting at the left, we have, I don't even know how to pronounce this. It's a Lihing candy. We get into it also with our guests. I don't want to spoil anything, but it's a sour plum, Asian plum that is dried and salted. And then in Hawaii, apparently they love it so much they put it on all their candy. So those are strawberry ropes that are covered in it. We're going to eat those. 100% Kona coffee in the back. It's supposed to be banging. Everyone heard of Kona coffee. It's supposed to be the best coffee going in the game. We're going to find out. Not tonight, because it's late night. I'm not having coffee and my drinks. We got a lot of tiki work to get to, and we're not doing uppers and downers all night. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Moving over again, we got Spam and some huli huli sauce. We're going to talk about Spam. We're going to talk about huli huli sauce. And then I think what we're going to do is I'm going to make some cocktails now. We're going to kick it to the interview for a bit, and then I'm going to come back. I'm going to make something with the Spam that's uniquely Hawaiian and crush more cocktails. I think that's the plan for the night. Underneath that, we'll see how we go. Underneath that, we have, what's it called? Kahana Royale macadamia nut liqueur. Apparently made with macadamia nuts from Hawaii, made in Hawaii. We got our hands on some of that. In the back, we have some ahi tuna jerky. We have the Hawaiian Host macadamia nut covered in chocolate, which that sounds like an American, that sounds like an abusive thing that we did here that just called Hawaiian, but I guess we'll find out. Salted macadamia nuts are legit. Hawaii's the #1 macadamia nut grower, I believe, around. Then we have some hot sauce over there, some Hamajing hot sauce. We're going to taste that. We'll talk about that. And then we got some Shaka pineapple mint tea over there. And it's just called Shaka. Apparently, it's made in Hawaii. And, yeah, I don't know. It's called Shaka. So I don't have many hopes for that one. And we got even more stuff. We got Hawaiian brand sweet Maui onion rings. We got Hawaiian brand potato chips, chili lime. We don't stop. We got passion fruit. And then over here, I got a whole bar. Hit up the GoPro cam. We got the whole bar. Can I get the mic over here? Let's bring the mic over this time. Is this going? So I got a couple different cocktails here that I kind of pre-batched out. We're going to mix them in with some citrus. We're going to shake them up and pour them up. And then, of course, get real tiki-fied with it with sort of obnoxious garnishes and stuff like that. So we're going to get into the cocktails here. I got 3 lined up, and we got a couple more to do. Big show. Big Friday night Hawaii show. So we're going to start off. And I forgot, I got 2 other. Jesus Christ. Okay. We're going to go right to a couple things we need to know before we get into it. Hawaii is a land of many cultures. Filipino, Chinese, Japanese, there's Germans, there's all kinds of shit there going on. And they kind of have their own language. You've heard the shakas, bro. Put up the shakas, bro. Shakas. This is like what you do. It's like, I don't even know what it means. It's just they love doing this. It's like, what's up? But they do this. It's cool. Hang 10. I don't know. Throw up a shaka. But here's a whole list of Hawaiian slang. I thought we'd go through a few, but I know there's a few that like I hear The Rock say all the time. He always says mahalo. So I'd like to know what that means legit. I'm pretty sure that means like family. I think I said it in the interview and wasn't 100% sure. Correct. Hawaiian word for thanks, gratitude, or to thank. Mahalo. No. Ohana. That's the word. Mahalo is thank you, gratitude, mahalo. So mahalo to all of you who are here watching with us right now. Mui mahalo. And then what's the other one? Ohana. I just want to hit 2 of these or 3 of these. Ohana is the Hawaiian word for family. Yes, so I did use Ohana correctly the other day. And then there's a whole bunch of these other fucking words we could just get into. Poke, we could talk about poke all day. We could talk about shishi. We could talk about the shoots. Let's go to the top. There's a real ridiculous one up here. To start here. B-52 Bomber. What are they in Boston? B-52 Bomber! Roaches, big kind. They can fly. Bombay! Pigeon phrase. I think pigeon, P-I-D-G-I-N, is like the actual language that they speak there. Pigeon. I have never heard anyone speak pigeon. This pigeon phrase features multiple definitions like otherwise or else later on. Bombay. Brah, a casual way to refer to somebody. Short for brother or brada. All right, brah. And then this one was my favorite. We can move on from here. Broke the mouth. If you're eating delicious food, you could exclaim just how good it is by saying that it has broke the mouth. So we're gonna be breaking all the mouths tonight with all these eats. First things first, we're gonna crack a baby Heineken, because that's what you do. Shout out and toast to Aloha Rob of Kalamas Cuisine out in Hawaii for doing the interview. Cheers. If you watch the whole episode and you watch the interview, you'll know why I'm drinking Heineken. I won't even explain it. But cheers to Rob, and the Heinekens are out. Why did I get a small one? Because I really don't like Heineken, and they had small boys. But I felt the need to get it to toast properly, so cheers. All right. Heinies are out. Where do we go from here? We got a lot of drinks, so Heineken's been cracked. Let's stick with that. Heineken is terrible. Sorry. It has nothing to do with Hawaii. They just drink a lot of it there. Spoiler. Like, what was that, 3 minutes I held it in? They love Heineken out there. I don't. It stays over there. This, however, we should pull this up, because I don't know anything about this. No one's told me this existed, and I'm going to guess it sucks, but who can say? What is it, Billy? Well, this is a little company called Oceans Away. Pineapple wines with the perfect amount of spritz. See, I like to start at the top with the shit I'm pretty sure I'm not going to like and then move into the stuff that's going to make me happy. We're not going to start with my Mai Tai. We're going to start with the garbage, take the sips, get it out of my face, and keep it moving. This is the one that I saw there, the Pine Cocoa. Our take on the Pina Colada. Our same refreshing pine with a hint of natural coconut. Try it as a mimosa. So this is apparently made in Hawaii. Cellared and packed by Blue Ocean Wines in Dundee, Oregon. How did this get into the feed here? I thought it was made from fresh fruit in Hawaii. Am I crazy? Did this slip in? Because I don't need to drink this. I don't need to do it. Oceans Away. You snuck in. You kidding me? There was something with this about Hawaii. I'm not lying. Oh, all right. Yeah, they use all fruit from Maui. That's what it is. All the pineapples from Maui. I'm not crazy. Of course, they ship it in and do it in Oregon or something, but they ship it in from Maui. All right, I'm not nuts. And if you look, it's actually very difficult. This is an interesting point, something I learned. This pineapple, beautiful. Hawaii, they love pineapple. You can't see the pineapple. Hawaii, they love pineapples. Hawaii loves pineapples, and they don't export pineapples a lot, though. So all the pineapples you get in the store, at least around here, Costa Rica. So this is faux. That's why we didn't highlight the pineapple. It's more of a decor. It's more of a showpiece, you know? This is a showpiece. This is just a showpiece. This is a coconut pineapple wine in a can from Oceans Away. The Pine Cocoa. Pineapple wine. Sounds like sugar death. Looks just like you'd expect. It looks a little spritzy. Cheers. Mahalo. How do you say cheers in Hawaiian? I know it's not Hawaiian, but how to say cheers around the world? I can't pronounce these things. Hipa hipa. Hipa hipa. Okay. That's not bad. I drink that by the pool. It tastes actually like really good pineapple juice. I'm not getting much wine vibes. The coconut's in there. I don't hate it, but it tastes like pineapple soda. This is a waste of everyone's time. You're made in Oregon. It is using pineapple juice from Hawaii, which is kind of hard to find, to be fair. And it does have a pineapple-y sweetness to it. It's very pineapple forward. It's not sugar sweet. It's fruit sweet. It's not bad. If we were outside chilling by the pool, I'd crush a few of those. We may revisit that. Hawaii, independent nation, before becoming the state monarchy ran by kings. United States and Japan fought. We won. Yeah, because what was it? 59. We took the state. It's only a matter of time till someone claimed Hawaii. Hawaii's a really dumb. I mean, Hawaii's a great state. Don't be wrong. But it's a dumb state to want to own. It's in the middle of nowhere. It's like, what's the? It's a military. Until we got bombed, we're like, all right, now we'll take it. That's ours now. Yeah, I mean, they like to party out there. That's for sure. A lot of the things I have here I covered in the interview, so I don't really want to like deep dive on some of my facts. I think we just got to go hard in the paint and the food and the drink, kick it to the interview, and keep it moving. That's what we're going to do. Sweet Maui onion rings. Let's get the taste of the pineapple wine out of the mouth. Oh, these look like Funyuns. All right, those are Funyuns. This is a cheap cut, too. Hawaiian brand potato chips. They're not made in Hawaii. The gimmick is Hawaii. So, I don't know. We can revisit the chips. We'll revisit the chips when we need the chips. Let's get to something that's actually from Hawaii, this passion fruit right here. I'm gonna cut this in half so we can see what it looks like. Okay. So this is a real deal passion fruit. And apparently, fresh ones, the drier they are and like the more wrinkly, the better your fruit's gonna be. This one looks like the most wrinkly. So let's get into here. But you can see what it looks like. It looks like that. It's got like a hard exterior. But I've never actually had a real one in my hand, so. Let's play. I don't know the best way to cut it, but I'm just gonna go this way. It seems like the right thing to do. I don't know how hard this is. No, not hard at all. I actually expect this to be dry inside. Wow, it's not. Wow, it's running like an egg. We see this? God damn it, we need to do. Wow, powerful smell. Whoa! Holy shit, the whole room is imbibed in Hawaiian vibe right now. Holy shit, that's a potent smell. Oh, dude. Oh, man! Ooh, sour. Yeah. Oh, that's nice. Do I not have a spoon down here? All right, well, the open you'll have to do. This is fantastic. I've never really, never fuck with this fresh. I've only gotten this stuff frozen and used it to make syrups and stuff like that. I wish you could see the gooiness of this. Like, are you able to really see it on this camera here? Probably not. Let's quick go to the GoPro. Is there any light here? I mean, Jesus Christ. Can we get some light? What kind of studio is this? I use my cell phone light. Hold on. Can you see it now? This sucks. I need a real light over here. Anyway, the bottom line is, deal with it. The bottom line is it's gooey, and as soon as you cut it, there's this syrup that's kind of on the board. It's like a egg yolk. I mean, I've eaten this before. I know it's like, it's sour, it's sweet, it's savory. I mean, I want to put this right inside of a cocktail and just shake it up. Oh, and it like all kind of stays together. What if I just shoot this down like a clam? Can I do that? Mmm. Okay. Yeah. Ah. That brings me right to the islands. Holy shit, that's delicious. Super bitter, like sour, not bitter, super sour, strangely fresh, delicious. You literally want to crack that, throw it in a cocktail, shake it up, like make a margarita with that. I want that and tequila shaken up on ice, but I got stupid other cocktails over here I gotta deal with. Maybe we'll throw this one in the blue Hawaiian one I'm gonna do. Oh, wow, that's good. Boy! All right. So much stuff. Where do we go now? We should have started savory. My mouth is lit. Too many things. The chips I'm not too concerned about. Let's look at the good box again. So the coffee we know we're not going to hit. We're going to hold off on the coffee. We got the huli and the Spam. That's going to be for after the interview. We're going to get into the jerky. We're going to get into the nuts. We're going to get into the hot sauce. We're going to do that all now. Let's do that now. Boom, hot sauce. Boom, tuna jerky. Boom, macadamias. These are macadamia nuts straight from Hawaii. Thanks again to Coral for bringing these back. These are the real deal. North Shore macadamia, baby. Whoa! Brings me right back to a place I've never been. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's everything you want a macadamia nut to be. Macadamia nuts, I believe, are like one of the most like fat, dense nuts that are out there. Am I wrong? Can we get a fact check on that? I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. Like most things, I'm always right. And then here's a hot sauce that's made in Hawaii we're going to talk about. Which I haven't tried yet, but we'll try it. This passion fruit, I really don't want to go to waste. Luckily, it's just going to sit right here. We'll keep it. Can we see it? Yeah, that's good. This is a good vibe. Passion fruit's fantastic. That is a fantastic treat. If you see these in the store, buy them. I'm going to let these ones ripen up a little bit more, get really just like this, and then I'm literally going to crack one, put it in a drink, and shake it. So when we get into the tiki drinks a little bit, let's get into this tuna jerky. When you get into the tiki drinks, you know, there's a reason and a thought process behind a lot of the tiki drinks. It focuses on super fresh juices. Like that, you know, that's important in most cocktails, but more so in tiki world. So a place like Hawaii, the islands, that's kind of why it sings so true, because you could just go around, cut some fruit, squeeze it right in, and you're living the life. But then there's one drink we're gonna make that's blue from Blue Curacao, which is, you know, it just seems like the right thing to do. Seems like it should be in the lineup, and I don't fuck with Blue Curacao a lot, but it's pretty much triple sec that's blue. So if you're in Hawaii, I feel like you might get yourself one of those. All right, let's do this tuna jerky. This is strange. It's a Kaimana Ahi tuna jerky lemon salt. We should pull that up probably just so we get a little more deets, a little bit more deets on that. K-A-I. So, again, no spoilers here. I was talking to Chef Robert. He said the tuna jerky and fish jerky out there is very, very big. Bigger than it used to be previously. And this is another thing that the Coral brought back here. Here we go. Tuna jerky, lemon salt, marinated, slowly dried, hand cut, and seasoned with a zesty blend of lemon, pepper, and garlic. We use premium grade tuna, preservative-free soy sauce, seasoned with a blend of all natural spices, no preservatives, no MSG. Made fresh on the old Big Island. Whoa! It smells like fish food. Wow! You know those flakes that you give your goldfish? Yep. All right. I mean, it looks like beef jerky. We didn't smell it, I showed it to you. It looks like beef jerky. Okay. 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 The people of Hawaii have sustained their families and respected the Pacific Ocean's powerful life force for centuries. In the Hawaii language, Kaimana translates to power of the sea. Kaimana jerky has embraced the ancient art of drying fish to give our jerky a great taste for the modern lifestyle. I gotta say, this is it's pretty goddamn delicious. It's a little freaky. You know, some people don't dig on jerky that's even beef or meat, let alone fish jerky, let alone fish jerky that smells like fish food. But man, that's getting eaten. That's delicious. I didn't know what to expect on that, but that is, wow, that's something special. Again, jerky, you know, it's very important to have the fresh product to make jerky. You can't take shit product and then make a jerky out of it. So they're obviously getting super fresh fish that they would be crushing on the beach in poke. They love the old poke out there, and they turn it into jerky. Wow, that's really, really good. Something tells me if I get tuna jerky made in New Jersey, New York, it is not going to be that good. But this is fantastic. Kaimana Ahi tuna jerky. Big thumbs up on that one. Chef Rob said, you bring the tuna jerky to the beach when your cooler's too full of Heinekens. Cooler's full of Heinekens, you got in a room for like a bowl of poke, you bring the tuna jerky. So that flavor combo I could see, you know? All right, let's keep it moving. We got work to do here. Hamajang hot sauce. Open pour, feel it, repeat. I like that there's directions. Smoky ghost pepper goodness. Very hot. I will be the judge. Where is this? Adobo Loco. Now, I do have some white rice behind me. So I don't know if I will be eating the rice with this. Should I? Probably. I mean, maybe I'll just try it on its own. But I got the rice to make the, what's it called? No, I got some island music. Put on the island tunes, bro. I thought I had the island tunes. Yeah, I downloaded some special free island music. Kind of. Oh, and we also, how could I forget? Speaking of island music, super shout out to our boy, General Roshane. I reached out to him a week or so ago about doing a thing. Check him out on Twitch and Instagram. He's a synth wizard, musical mastermind. Me and him go way back, doing lots of good stuff. He's a fantastic musician, fantastic studio player, fantastic stage guy. He's the best. Fucking guy rages. So he's got his own channel on Twitch. Check him out. General Rosh. General, General, R-O-S-H, Roshane, Rosh, get it. And I pinged him a week or so ago. I was like, hey, man, you know, he knows the show I'm doing. I was like, why don't we get like a synth session? He goes live and does like live improv synth sessions there. And he's super fucking good at it. And I said, hey, man, why don't you do a session for me based on these tunes? Because a lot of these states, you know, there's iconic music for each of these states. You think of like The Devil Goes Down to Georgia. I can't play that song. And I was like, hey, man, maybe you could like do like a weird synthy rendition that we could actually get away with and play, and it'll hit the vibe and it would be cool. And then maybe one day when there's not a fucking global pandemic, you could come in the fucking studio and hang out and do it. And then we're like, yeah, this is cool. This week, he gets at me and goes, here's your Hawaii video, my man. So, without further ado, I think we should kick right over to the Hawaii video that he sent me. It's not very long, and maybe we'll do it once or twice, but we're definitely going to check it out right now. World premiere! Burr, burr, burr. This is a synth session that General Rowe did for us, so check it out. Come on! How good was that? How good was that? Come on! Come on, that was dope, right? That was dope. He sent me that and I had a big smile on my face. This is super dupe. So super, go give him a follow. General Roche, R-O-S-H, Roshane. We love you. Thank you, buddy. I'm going to play that like 2-3 more times. I thought that was super dope. Oh, look, some rice popped up while we were gone. That was fantastic. So again, the videos, you know, the video he sent me, and hopefully he continues to do these for each state, is kind of in the vibe of the state. Now, maybe there's not like an iconic Hawaii song, right? But that was like pretty fucking Hawaii vibes. He's the kind of guy, you go, dude, play some Hawaiian shit. He just fucking kills that. He probably did that with his coffee this morning. This guy slays. All right, so we're getting this hot sauce here. Read a little bit about this shit. What the fuck we doing? 2011, Adobo Loco sprouted from a homeschool garden project in Maui, Hawaii. All right. So he was actually, Chef Rob, that is, Aloha Rob, was telling us about some of these sauces. This is the ghost pepper one, very hot. Hamajang! You know, I feel like we're going to eat some of that. We should probably shake up one of the 3 cocktails. So I think we should start with the most ridiculous one that there is. And I think I don't have a hurricane glass, sadly, so I think this is the glass we're going to do it in. I should do it all back here, and then we're going to come back to this. So let's make a drink, and then we're going to come back to this. So let's go over to the bar. I'll bring the mic over here, and we'll shake this one up. So I pre-mixed all this stuff, so you didn't have to watch me like mix up most of the shit. So this is what I'm going to call like a blue Hawaiian. As you can tell, it's very blue. You can see this, right? This is an ounce of blue curacao, which also doubles as triple sec. This is an ounce of rum. I believe I used a 3-year El Dorado white rum. And 1 ounce of vodka of choice. I believe I used that shitty vodka from Florida in this one. Now, I think traditionally this drink, this is like a resort drink. This is like a ridiculous drink you would get at a resort. I think traditionally what you would do is mix this with pineapple juice or kind of whatever fresh juice you have on hand. I don't have pineapple juice, but what I do have is this can of banana nectar that I bought recently, and I feel like that's in the vein. I don't know if it's thick or syrupy or what. I hope it's not, but I'm going to pour some and check it right now. It's creamy. It's banana-y. I don't have any pineapple juice. That's the thing. Like maybe I should use that weird pineapple coconut wine. What do you think about that? I don't know if that's going to make the grade. It's like whiny. I don't want that kind of vibe. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut the banana juice with a little bit of the lime juice. Of course, our favorite key lime juice that we always use. I'm going to go half and half. Use pineapple juice if you got it. I don't. I have fresh pineapple. Here's what I'll do. I do have fresh pineapple. So I'll do the old bit where I throw 1 or 2 in there, chop them up. Gonna chop up 2 pieces of pineapple. So when I mix it up with the ice, there will be some pineapple juice resonating in it, and that's a flavor we want. Then I'm gonna go with an ounce of this banana nectar, which is like thick. It's opaque. And then I'm gonna go with an ounce of the key lime, because I think this drink would also benefit from sour mix. So we're kind of like making our own here. So the key lime. And since we're in the islands, it seems right that we would probably put a little bit of simple syrup in there. So we'll just put a little bit. And let's give it a drink. So let's get some ice up in this bitch. So you can see that in there. It's exciting. I'm very excited here. Why am I putting my microphone down there? Get your life right. Maybe we put the passion fruit in there? Should we put the passion fruit in there? I mean, it's pretty Hawaiian. I don't see this going in the Mai Tai, and I don't see this going in the muddled up one I'm going to do later, so... And now we add the passion fruit. Fuck it. This is, tiki vibes, bruh. I think this will be nice. We're going right with it. Pineapple, passion fruit, blue curacao, banana. Banana's probably the least Hawaiian thing, but you know what? We got it. Just fucking deal with it. Now some ice in here to shakey shakes. So again, if I had a hurricane glass, you know what a hurricane glass looks like, right? If I show it to you, you'd be like, oh yes, resort boat drinks. You've seen these before. This is a hurricane glass. This. Not that. Could you just pull it up? Like, why is everything gotta be fucking 10 layers deep? Can you see it? These are hurricane glasses. You see them. I don't gotta zoom in. That's a hurricane glass. That's what you would expect this to me, this drink should be served in. Yeah, passion fruit's very sweet. This one's actually very sour. I don't know if it's overripe or whatever. It's got a lot of sourness and sweetness to it. The banana is very banana-y and a little bit creamy. We put a little bit of key lime juice, which is really delicious lime juice. Pinch of simple, and chunks of pineapple. This is pretty fucking, I'd say this is pretty fucking, Hawaiian. So we're gonna go with it. Let's shake it up. I feel like I should definitely be wearing my leg for this. Not enough ice in there. I can tell. It's all right. Let's see how it tastes. It's blue. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Let's ice this up. So something that's very important in drinks is ice, and tiki drinks especially. I do a mix in most of my tiki drinks of crushed ice and, you know, whole cubes. I already know what kind of garnish I want to put on here, so I'm going to get it ready so we can do the reveal. We have a ridiculous blue drink. We'll put a ridiculous slice of orange on it. Like way too big slice, you know? Okay, nice. All right. So this is blue. See what this looks like. Yeah, so that banana nectar really turned this almost like a weird green color, but I'm into it. Where's my strainer? Let's see it. Here we go. This is some Hawaiian magic right there. Whoa! Need some more ice, a little more filler. Solid chunks of stuff in here. I wish I did this one last, but your boy's not always the smartest. We put a little bit of dirty ice in there on top. A little frothy. Why not? Why not? Let's go with the chunks. It's okay. Let's chunk it up on top. Get this little wipe here. This isn't the blue that I envisioned. This looks like oh my god, it's not even showing you the right color because it's a green screen. Holy shit, my drink is magic! Tiki magic is live! This is amazing. You can't even see it. Let me show you down here. Look at that. Oh, let's dress it up. Let's dress it up so you can see it real quick. I mean, this is the hit. I'm gonna turn off the green screen for a second, just so you can see this ridiculous drink. This looks beautiful here. How do I do this? Fuck it, we'll do it live. Green screen's off, everybody. But look at this. Behold. Blue Hawaii, we'll call this. I mean, that's goddamn pretty. That's a pretty drink. I don't even want to drink it. Yeah, of course I got the little guys here. You got a little guy with the umbrella. That's what you want. All right, bring it back. Oh, disappearing drink. It's kind of amazing the drink disappears. Can we get on the GoPro? I'm very pleased with this. I'm gonna take a picture of this. I'm gonna take a picture of this real quick. That's a beaut. She's a beaut, Clark. Yeah, that's right, guys. You're gonna watch me take pictures for Instagram. Fucking deal with it. terrible picture. Jesus, get it together, bro. Only person who's taking the worst pictures with the most lighting. What are you doing, dude? Oh, we should put it right by the board. Don't drop it, please. Keep it together. I mean, that was a pretty drink. Oh, photo shoot. Work it for me, baby. Work it. All right. Let's try it. I mean, it looks pretty. Eye appeal's half the meal. That's what I was always told. Oh, that's fantastic. That's really good. It's fruity, it's very tropical, and the color's beaut. I wish I could turn the, I'm just gonna keep this radioactive looking drink here, because it looks scary. I like that. Alright, good looks. I didn't bring anything to really dump the, to dump these out in. I should rinse it with something. There's some water here. Before we move on to our next cocktail. Just want to keep everything clean here, you know? This is a mess. This is what they say was not well thought out. Alright, not bad. Sorry, just cleaning up the wares. That's what happens when you have no crew here. Alright. We're in good shape. Ready for the next drink? This is good here. Let's get into the hot sauce. This is the Hamajang hot sauce. Smoked ghost pepper hot sauce. Hamajang in pidgin English means messed up. All right, good start. Hawaiian music. The sauce is kawaii. Relative to mesquite, smoked ghost pepper, and habanero. Okay, it sounds hot. So you're asking what's messed up about it. It's not the sauce that's messed up, but it could mess you up if you decide to eat too much of it at once. It's very hot. You be able to enjoy the flavors at some really, really good heat. We suggest you take it slow because the ghost pepper builds heat over 20-30 minutes and will catch some people off guard. Hamajang is exceptional for spicy poke bowl, on hearty meals, grilled barbecue meats, eggs, capitals, vegetables, beef, or lengua tacos, and burritos. Pretty much anything else you want to add serious flavor and kick to. Well, your boy likes the heat. Let's go. Let's dance. Smells like a hot sauce. I got 2 little nubbins of rice here. Just gonna hit the rice with it. We're gonna go liberal. Liberal application. All right. Cheers, mahalo, kai kai, whatever. Oh, ghost pepper. Okay, we're gonna put that away. Well, did warn you, Billy. They warned you. Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. Oh, it's hot. It's hotter than I expected. What is this music? This isn't the music I want to hear right now. All right, that's better. Oh, Invisible drink's gonna go away real quick. Wow, that's hot. Really good flavor, though. They're not lying. The smoke comes through. It's definitely ghost pepper. It grows. It's tingling all of the tongue, not just the sides. I feel it in my face. My face is hot. It's good, though. Like, my tongue is lit. My tongue is on fire. My throat, not so much. A little bit in your mouth. It definitely makes you salivate. Let's try one of these sweet onion chips again, huh? Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, that was good. What else is sweet we could put in our mouth right now? Maybe we should have eaten more foods before we blown our palate with fucking ghost pepper hot sauce. Can I get a producer here, please? It's going away. It's not increasing. I don't know why I said over 20, 30 minutes. That sounds dangerous. I mean, it's hot. I mean, I've eaten hotter. Taste buds aren't ruined. It's actually very... The pepper profile is very strong on it. I can taste a lot of the peppers that are in there. There's fruitiness from the habanero, and the ghost pepper's definitely bringing the heat. The smoke is there. It's got the, you ever have the Tabasco smoked one? It's the same level of smoke, but with real big heat behind it, and really big, good flavors. I like it. That's a good one. I like that a lot. I would use that when I actually need a hot sauce. Maybe I wouldn't eat so much. Oh, plain rice? Great. All right, what else we got? Something sweet. We need pineapple mint tea right now? Probably not. So this is huli huli sauce. I haven't tried this yet, and we're going to cook with it later. I'm going to tell you what we're going to do with it. We're going to make spam musabi, which is a very big Hawaiian dish. But essentially, huli huli sauce is the type of sauce, you know, every family has kind of in Hawaii. Everyone, it's their, I don't want to say barbecue sauce, and I don't want to say soy sauce. These are cheapening versions of what it is. Huli huli sauce is their own sauce. It's teriyaki-esque, I believe. I'm going to eat some nuts because my mouth is still on fire. It's teriyaki-esque. It's soy sauce with sugar and seasonings, you know, up to your family's profile. This particular brand is like the generic one that you would buy in the store. Water, sugar, soy sauce, a bunch of chemicals, caramel coloring, ginger concentrate, blah, blah, blah. Ooh, that's really good. Tastes like you would think. It's like a teriyaki, sweet, sour, umami, soy. It's all there. There's a million and one things you could do with this. Oh, that's really good. It's a great sauce. A million and one things you could do with this, but spam musabi is a thing. So they take spam, essentially layer it with rice and nori sheets, which is the dried seaweed used in sushi, and make kind of like a little sandwich out of it. And that's what we're going to do. I'm going to take the spam when I run the interview, go upstairs, cook it with the huli huli, char up slices of it, have them warm, and then after the interview, we're going to assemble some spam musabis down here and crush a Mai Tai or something, or a lava flow or something. Those are the next two drinks. My mouth is just chilling out now. So the huli huli, fantastic, you know, version of teriyaki to keep it cheap, and a cheap way to explain it. And spam, we know. Spam is everyone's favorite canned meat, which I don't think I've ever had. I mean, I've eaten some weird canned meat shit. Pardon me. This is fantastic. I'm glad we added the passion fruit to banana. The tropical vibe is off the charts on that one. Spam is everyone's favorite canned meat, apparently. And apparently it's huge in Hawaii because back when the war was going on, it was like one of the only things that was left after the ration. So they kind of stuck with it. And in the interview, you hear us talk about spam. He confirms that spam is big time over there for sure. All right, so moving on. Let's have one of these, and then we'll go to the candies and the other liqueur, and then we'll go to the interview. That's what I think. So this is called Hawaiian Host, which I believe at some point in time was a real Hawaiian company, but I'm going to guess is not now. It says it is. When you buy this, it gives money to the Hawaiian Fund. Mamoru Takitani dreamed of being the best candy maker. When his magical recipe for chocolate dipped in macadamias created a sensation, he purchased Ellen Dye Candies, a local manufacturer, in 2027 renamed it Hawaiian Host. So here we are, Mac Nut Crunch. This is the original recipe. Milk chocolate covered in macadamias and crispy rice. Comes in a very nice box. Like all of your favorite Valentine's Day chocolates. There's 9 to a pack. It looks like a Nestle's Crunch with a macadamia nut in it, and I'm gonna guess that's what it tastes like. Here we go. Your boy was right! That's Nestle's Crunch with a macadamia nut. It's really good. Really good chocolate. Do I want more of that? No. But are we helping Hawaii by eating this? It says we are, so, you know. Genuine, classical, original. It says it right there. It has to be, right? We gotta trust it. Hawaii's gift to the world. Okay. I could write that off as charity, I think. My nose is running. My mouth is on fire. I got a fucking Hawaiian shirt on. I got a blue drink. I like the hot sauce. I want to go back to it. All right, the heat is gone. The heat is gone! Macadamia nut liqueur. And this is the big boy I've been waiting to try. The Lee Hing Strawberry Belts, the original Hawaiian candy. So this uses... I'm gonna butcher it. I want to say umeboshi. I believe it's a Japanese... Let's look it up before we start saying things we don't know what we're talking about. Lee Hing. I want to say it's umeboshi is the pickled plum, and Lee Hing is the product they make out of it. I think that's what it is. Lee Hing Moai powder, which is what they use in this candy, is made of ground plum skin that has previously been pickled in combination of licorice, red food coloring, salt, sugar, and occasionally aspartame or saccharin. Now, I believe that's called umeboshi, and I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, but I believe that that's what it is. So let's look that up. I think that's Japanese, so it all makes sense. Spelling that wrong. Yeah, look, dude. Oh, I am good. Japanese, check. Umeboshi. Literally dried umi are pickled, brined fruits common in Japan. Salted Japanese plums. I think I'm right. I am not an Asian ambassador, believe it or not. Oh, sorry, you're not even looking at what I'm looking at. Sorry, I'm not bringing you with me on the journey. I'm pretty sure this is the umeboshi things pickled. And that's what those pickled plums look like. This is what they look like when you can buy them like an Asian store. But this is the candy where they take the powder. Apparently, they've just put the powder on everything out there, and this is the strawberry belts that they put it on. So this should be, I'm guessing, strawberry with a little bit of sour and salty and candy. That's good. Yep, salty, but not like salt. I don't like salted chocolate pretzels. You know, it's not my scene. This is a salt content that I could get behind. It's like a powdered kind of I don't know. It's just strangely addicting. I could eat this entire bag. I'm gonna bring this. I know people who would really like to try this. That love gummy and sweet and sour things. So I'm gonna say this. I could crush this entire bag. Holla at Hawaii Best Snacks. Wow. That's really, really good. I love candy. I love sweet and sour things. Wow, that's really good. Perhaps we wash that down with a sip of coconut pineapple wine, do we? That was a bad idea. We're really doing it. We're really doing Hawaii here. I had a lei on. I got a pineapple. I got the passion fruits, which have some other name. I got a blue drink. We're going to drink some macadamia nut liquor right now. We're crushing Hawaiian pineapple wine. Going to rinse this out. We're going to drink some macadamia nut liqueur. Let's look this up. Let's get a legit check on this. Gauge ANA. So macadamia nuts are obviously very, very big out in the old Hawaii. Well, it looks like they use this in their cocktails, which I'm not sure makes sense. It's probably very sweet, if I had to guess. Sweet and smooth, mixed with a rich essence of roasted macadamia nuts, delicate and delicious. Cordial is best served on the rocks or with coffee. This with Kona coffee is what is up, and that is what I will do. But right now, for the sake of science, we'll just be having it straight. Neat. Again, not a big fan of the super sweet cordials, but let's see where this is at. I'm hoping this is like Frangelico, but made with macadamia nuts. I mean, that would be fantastic. It smells like exactly, well, part of it smells like gasoline, but let's put the gasoline vibe aside. Big macadamia nut vibe. Big macadamia nut vibe. I mean, it's big. Big Mrs. Butterworth's vibe. Big fake sugar vibe. I don't know what this song is. Okay, that's good. It's exactly what I said. It's Frangelico, but with macadamia nuts. Same level of sweetness. The mouth feels exactly the same as Frangelico. I'm going to go ahead and say this is probably a third of the cost of Frangelico. This was like a $12 bottle. If you could find this, I highly recommend getting that. It's sugary and sweet like a cordial should be. If this is in your coffee, it would make a great thing in a coffee cocktail. Like if I was to, let's just perhaps say, brew a very strong cup or a couple ounces of Kona coffee, like pull a shot of Kona coffee, mix that with some perhaps macadamia nut liqueur and perhaps maybe something else that kind of would go that I can't see right now, but maybe just some normal vodka, maybe some rum perhaps. I feel like rum is the vibe. There is some Hawaiian-made rums. I wish I got my hands on that, but I'm not mad at this. This macadamia nut flavor is really nice. It's a lot more delicate than the hazelnut that Frangelico brings, but it's definitely decisively macadamia nut. That's a really interesting flavor. I'm glad I got this bottle. Highly recommend this stuff if you like this kind of shit. It's a good thing to have in your bar if you're making cocktails and trying to put a bar together, especially if you want to save some bucks on Frangelico. This is a good one. Highly recommend that. That's nice. Definitely would be great in a cocktail. It's sugary, but nutty, so it would definitely add a great component. I want to put this in my Mai Tai. I'm pouring this into the Mai Tai mix immediately. It was about a quarter ounce that I just put in the Mai Tai mix. We're going to make a Mai Tai. So, what do we do now? We eat most of the things. I can't eat all the things. We eat most of the things. Hot sauce is really good. I've always crying about it, but I'm telling you, hot sauce is banging. Where do we go? Thank you for joining, whoever's here. I see you guys in the chat, chatting it up. Very cool. Sorry I'm not addressing your chat. Just trying to cover a lot of stuff here and not make it a 7-hour show. All right, we're in the hour. I think we should hit the interview. I think we hit the interview. And then I'll go and prepare all the stuff for the spam musabi rather. And then when we come back, I'll have the kit ready for the musabi. We'll make the musabi. We'll make a Mai Tai. And we'll get it going. So let's kick it to the General Roshane Hawaii drop hit of the fucking summer that's coming up. Let's watch that first, and then we're gonna watch that video, and we'll go right into the interview. So we will be back live in about 40 minutes. The interview's about 40 minutes long. Don't hate. You won't even know it's not different because it's me wearing a Hawaiian shirt. It'll feel like it's live. So let's go to the video, and then we'll be back with the interview. And then right after the interview, Spam Musabi Live. So here we are with our special guest. Robert, why don't you introduce yourself, bud, and tell us what's going on?
Aloha, I'm Robert Aquin IV, born and raised in Hawaii, small town of Waimanalo, Oahu. I currently own a catering and food truck business on the island of Oahu, and we basically travel around in our food truck and serve my take on Hawaiian ingredients, but we use a Southern and Cajun twist to everything.
That's really cool. So
yeah, we like to smoke meats mostly.
I love that.
Yeah.
What kind of like primarily would you change? I saw your menu a little bit, like what you were posting on Instagram at least. What kind of stuff, like what were you doing today, or what were you doing this week?
So today I have 3 pork bellies in the smoker.
Nice.
One is your typical Southern barbecue flavor. It's dry rubbed. Then I have an Asian flavored char siu, which is a Japanese style. And typically in the Chinese restaurants, you see the red pork.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's a Japanese version of it. It's just, pure black. It's a sweet soy glaze. And we're serving it in a ramen bowl tomorrow. And then the other 2 Southern pork bellies we put into they call a bao bun, which is basically Chinese sweet bread. It looks like a taco, but it's a bread that we serve off of our truck at our festivals. That's pretty popular.
Nice.
So kind of a Asian ingredients or Asian flavors with a twist of Southern style of cooking with the smoke.
Nice. And the food trucks are pretty big out in Hawaii now, right? At least that's what I gather. I mean, I've never been to Hawaii. I don't know much about Hawaii except for I'm from New Jersey, so I don't have much Hawaii info. But I hear the food trucks are big in some of those islands right now. Is that true?
Yeah, so the food trucks in Hawaii have been around for a long time. They started off in small cargo vans. Mm-hmm. They just, sold sodas and drinks and small portions of food and candies. And over the years, I think it started in the 70s, and over the years, it's got bigger and bigger to where we're selling whole plates out of trucks. But right now, I think just on the island of Oahu, we probably have 66 food trucks that run daily.
Damn, that's a lot. Small island, it's a lot of trucks. So I guess you're born and raised in Hawaii, so that makes you an official Hawaiian, correct? Because I think a lot of people transplant there, and I suppose it doesn't make them an actual Hawaiian. I don't know how accurate that is, but you would be born and bred. You're pretty Hawaiian, right?
Yes, sir. Well, it's kind of funny because both my parents are Hawaiian, but my dad's mother, my grandmother, is full German.
Wow.
So I'm a pretty big mix.
That's a varied mix. So I guess let me ask you a little bit about Hawaii as someone who lives there. Again, from someone from New Jersey who's never been. I'll give you the stupid question. So when I look at it, there's obviously a bunch of islands, and they're not connected, from what I can tell, at least the big ones, by any roads, right? Obviously. So I mean, what is there? How many islands are there throughout? I know there's 4 or 5 main ones, they'll consider if I'm going to go on vacation there or something. But how many islands are there really all floating around that you would consider, in play?
So there's 8 islands, and you're correct. There's really 4 of them that are the major tourist spots. The 5th island is mostly local folks, and there's a few smaller ones that one of them you have to be a native Hawaiian, born and raised on that island. They only speak Hawaiian. So it's hard to get on that island. There's no electricity, so they kind of live off the land. But all the major islands are the big island. We call it the big island, but the name of the island is Hawaii.
Yeah.
There's Maui, which is the most popular tourist attraction, Oahu, where I'm at, and then there's Kauai, where famous Mr. Facebook lives there now.
I want to go to the secret island where there's no electricity. That sounds like the best place to be.
It is. It's a pretty cool place.
I'm sure. You got to keep that. You got to keep the secret islands to the natives. That's fair. I think that's a fair thing to do. So let me ask you a little bit the culture and the vibe that's out in Hawaii. Again, I've never been there. Everyone I know who goes to Hawaii absolutely falls in love with it, and they have so much great things to say. Even if they're just on the big island, some people I know went to small islands and stuff. But there's big Filipino, and correct me where I'm wrong. There's big Filipino culture there. There's big Japanese culture and Chinese culture there. With I guess I'm feeling the original Polynesian culture that's there. Is that kind of accurate?
That's very accurate.
All right.
Hawaii's like a melting pot. There's there's the Hawaiian people, then you have a large Asian influence. You have the Filipino, you have Japanese, which is probably the second largest. You have Chinese, you have Korean, and then you have basically your South Pacific Islanders, Samoans, Fijians, Guamanians, the Marshall Islands, New Zealand folks that live here. So it's a big variety of
big mix of those island countries. That's cool.
Cultures, yeah.
So
which makes our food kind of weird because our food is mixed with 8 different cuisines at once.
Yeah, I mean, I looked into it a little bit because again, like we do like a food and drink focus on the show. Like I'll talk about that in the show. But like, the food is the thing you see is the Kahlua pig is like the big thing, and then everything kind of really devolves into like specific Chinese and Japanese kind of preparations of things. Like everything's banana leaf wrapped. Obviously because you got a lot of banana trees out there, so it makes sense. And the style of cooking, a lot of pit cooking and stuff. At least that's what I see. I mean, I'm sure there's more methods and stuff like that, but it's definitely leans heavily Asian in that respect, from my New Jersey standpoint, at least from what I can see. I gotta ask you though, so like I ask again, we do every state every week, right? So Hawaii is an interesting one because it's a state made up of islands. So in New Jersey, at least, I'll explain it like there's North Jersey, Central Jersey, and South Jersey. And North Jersey kind of is like New York a little bit. Central Jersey is like an area that some people don't even say exists, but it's a blend of North and South. And South is kind of like Philadelphia and Pennsylvania. Do you find any kind of like divides or differences in Hawaii, maybe even within your own island versus all of the islands, where like maybe there's a more, Chinese contingent in a certain part of certain islands, or some culture, flocks to a certain area? Is there anything like that, or is it really widespread?
No, it's pretty similar to what you're talking about. Different islands have different cultures. One of our islands, the island of Lanai, which is very small, it's largely populated by Filipino people who used to work the plantations from back in the day. So the culture there is heavily Filipino. On Oahu, you have your areas that are majority Asian, then you have your majority Hawaiians, and you have your majority South Pacific Polynesians. Then when you get to the outer islands, it's kind of all blended in. But on Oahu, you're right. It's kind of like Jersey, where there's different areas.
Right.
There's always a joke. There's a couple cities on Oahu that they just say, "Don't go there.
Stay out of that area."
Yeah, but I mean, really, it's not that bad. It's a joke that us Hawaii people that we like to tell tourists that, yeah, you don't want to go there.
Excuse me. So, so I mean, like I said, I have some of the foods and stuff here, but like, as far as, so you're in Oahu, you said, right? In Honolulu.
Oahu, yes.
In Honolulu. So, or no, Honolulu is the city. See, I always confuse these things. They sound similar to me. You said Hawaiian? They speak Hawaiian. Is that a whole separate language on that one island you were saying? That just triggered my head there.
Yeah, it is its own language. On that island, they speak that only. There's no English spoken, and they try to keep the culture, of Hawaii on that island
pure, right?
As their main goal. They live off the land. They farm. They raise livestock. And that's what they're trying to perpetuate, long term, because it's like a dying culture.
Yeah.
The more, as the years go on, obviously the Hawaiian blood gets less and less. So they're trying to keep that island to where, they perpetuate the Hawaiian culture. And
I love that. I love that they're doing that out there. That sounds really great. What's the name of that island?
The name of the island is Ni'ihau.
Ni'ihau.
So it's the northernmost island of them all.
Okay, cool. I'm looking on the
and
map.
Then the other barren island, Kaho'olawe, used to be a bombing area for Pearl Harbor. The ships, they did target practice there, so no one lives on that island.
Oh, interesting. There's a lot of that in Caribbean, too. That's weird. There's a lot of like islands that they used to just bomb for no reason, apparently. Testing, I guess. Thanks, America.
Yeah.
So I guess let's dig into like the vibe of where you're at a little bit. So tell me a little bit about, I guess, the island and like, So you live there. I've never been there. So is there like a nightlife? Is there like a restaurant scene outside of the food truck scene, obviously? Like, how was that, I guess, before, we don't have to get into COVID stuff because that's a whole different world, but you've been there all your life. So, is the restaurant scene pretty vibrant there? And what kind of foods are there? Is it all traditional stuff, or is there some kind of like, extraneous stuff that people dig on over there?
Yeah, so in Hawaii, our culture is pretty laid back. We're not in a rush to go anywhere. We're not in a rush to do much. We just, it says we're always on Hawaiian time, which is an hour late for everything.
You were on time today. That was great.
Yeah, usually because we're eating. So,
wow.
But in Hawaii, the funny thing in Hawaii, the local residents here, they like the mainland restaurants, and mainland, the upper 48 states.
Yeah.
So when places like Carrabba's or Cheesecake Factory comes to Hawaii, it's like a huge thing.
Oh man!
But here on Oahu, the restaurant scene is pretty good. We've got a good mixture of Japanese, some of the greatest sushi and seafood you can get anywhere in the world.
I was gonna say you probably
then
got the best fish.
You have your local type of food. The Kalua pig, which is back in the day, everything was cooked underground in a pit because that's the only way they could cook.
Right.
They didn't have pots and pans, so they kind of had to make with what they had to do, or smoking items to keep it good for a long term. But we have some actually good Italian restaurants here. A lot of our local residents studied in Italy or studied on the mainland. Learned the craft. They moved back and kind of reopened just to bring a different flavor to Hawaii. But
right.
Most of what you see is fresh seafood, fresh produce that you probably can't get much anywhere, and fresh fruits. I mean, everybody says Hawaii, we put pineapple in everything, which is not true. But pineapple is part of every meal, basically.
Sure. I mean, you got the fresh and you got the best. Why would you not,
Yeah.
Makes sense. So what's it like getting around the islands, I guess? Like I'm looking at your island now. It looks like there's like kind of like an interstate through there, or some highways and stuff, and some smaller roads. I mean, how big is this island I'm looking at, really?
So on Oahu, you could go around the island in 5 hours.
Oh, all right.
You can drive around from one end to the other end in 5 hours. We only have really 3 freeways or 3 highways.
Mm-hmm.
Wait a second here.
Yeah, no problem.
Sorry about that.
All good.
We have three freeways that either goes around the island or cuts through the middle. We're one of the few states that has tunnels to get to the other side of the island, which is pretty cool.
All right, nice.
But in rush hour traffic, we have some of the worst. I mean, imagine putting 1 million people on a 100-mile by 100-mile island and have them drive every day. So
that sounds like a headache.
Traffic does get a little crazy. Sometimes it takes 2 hours to get 30 miles.
Oof.
Yeah. So traffic is bad, and it's just because we're not in a rush.
Right. Well, at least you're not in a rush to go anywhere, so it makes sense. You can take your time getting there. So let me ask you about this, since I was looking into like tiki drinks a lot, and I know that there's like a recent thing where like some people are saying it's like taking away of cultures and stuff, but I think if it's more of like a mashup of something of like some older cultures and Polynesian culture and stuff. Do you guys have like a culture of that out there, or a vibe of like tiki culture out in where you're at?
Yes. So the tiki drinks, funny is it's not originated in Hawaii, but people here love it because we use, fresh squeezed fruits. You can't get fresher than a fresh squeezed pineapple, fresh squeezed mango, passion fruit, guava. That's all grown here on the island.
Right.
So when it comes to these mixed drinks and tikis or martini drinks, having that fresh fruit mixer is huge here. And I mean, even the local residents, we like to drink those drinks. Funny fact about Hawaii is we're the largest consumer of Heineken in the world.
Interesting. I didn't know. Heineken of all beers. Heineken. I think there's a couple breweries out there out in Hawaii that I've heard of. I can get Maui Brewing out here. I think I've seen. I think that's a big one. But I'm sure you have a bunch of tiny microbreweries out there or something.
Yeah, there's Maui Brewing. They're probably one of the most popular ones because they're nationwide.
Yeah.
There's also Waikiki Brewing, and then Honolulu Beer Works, more microbreweries that produce a small amount of alcohol or beer. We have some places that produce like rum, Kohana rum. They do rum from sugarcane.
Nice.
There's some vodka on the other. Maui produces vodka, which derives from sugarcane. So they have some stuff.
I have this macadamia nut liqueur that's apparently from Hawaii. Kahana Royale. Apparently, you know, macadamia nuts obviously a big thing out there, right? I mean, that's what everyone says. At least. The best in the world, some say. But this is apparently bottled and made there. I don't know much about it. I'm going to look into it a little bit more. But I do have it. Products company, Mira Loma, California, bottled by Hawaiian, distilled. So, I don't know. I'll look into that. But it's macadamia nut liqueur. How bad could it be?
Yeah. That's a popular one. A lot of people drink that as shots here.
There you go. Oh, I'm excited to get into it. I mean, actually, I have some other stuff here. You tell me how accurate some of this stuff is that you would have, I guess. I have some Kaimana Ahi Tuna Jerky. I mean, that sounds something in the vein that you guys would have.
Very popular. I mean, we love ahi here. We typically like to eat it raw.
Right.
But they started producing these jerkies from ahi and different fit marlin jerkies probably about 20 years ago, and it's just been super popular as a snack when you're at the beach.
Right.
Like if you don't have a cooler to keep your items cold, or if you have too many Heinekens in your cooler,
sure,
you can always use beef jerky.
I don't believe you guys love Heineken so much. It's such a strange beer to me. I wonder if you guys get a different Heineken, because I've had it like.
We do.
Because when I was in other countries, the Heineken is different. Like it tasted different to me. I was like, all right, I can see why you drink it, because the one we get here is not great. Maybe you guys get a better one. I don't know.
So I think it started. My understanding is University of Hawaii. We wear green. There's a beer from back in the day called Primo, and they had this dark green color, so it kind of matched with the Hawaii sports vibe. You know, we had a minor league baseball team back then. Everything was green, and Heineken just picked up. The Heineken in Hawaii tastes a little different, and what we're told is because it sits on a ship for like 6 months.
Huh.
Right, so it goes through this warm, cold until it gets to Hawaii. So the flavor is a little bit different.
That makes sense.
They say it's stronger in Hawaii. I don't see the difference. It's Heineken's a Heineken. I lived in Europe for a while, so the Heinekens there taste totally different than what we get here.
Yeah, all right. So you are getting a different price. You got your special Heineken, Hawaii edition Heinekens out there. That's cool.
Yeah.
Now I want some. Now I'm ready to go to Hawaii. I have some hot sauce here that's from Hawaii. I don't even know if you've ever heard of this one. It's called Hamajang. I don't know if this.
Hamajang.
Yeah. This is. You've heard of this?
Yes.
All
very
right.
popular.
Okay. I'm doing good work then. I'm picking up some good stuff. I haven't even tried it yet.
Yeah, so hot sauces in Hawaii is we grow our own chilies here.
Right, so I'm sure you got some crazy ones.
Little red chilies. They look like Thai chilies, but they're probably 100 times stronger.
Really?
Now we call it chili pepper water. It's basically those little red chilies, some salt, vinegar, and water. We bottle it in those bottles, and that's what we use as our hot sauce.
Just kind of splash it on everything that needs a little bump.
On everything, yeah.
They do that in that's a big island thing, I think, because I've seen that. I want to say in the Caribbean maybe, where they do the same thing. They take those super hot tiny peppers, vinegar, salt, like in a bottle like this, and then just kind of need some hot sauce shaken on. It's hot. There's no question. I mean, I've had it. Yeah. I guess it all depends on your peppers.
Our cultures are pretty similar. The Caribbean culture and the Hawaii culture is very similar. We listen to the same music. Hawaii is very reggae driven. So their culture and our culture is very, very similar in the food and aspect of everything.
I want to go out to Hawaii now. You're just making me want to come out to Hawaii. Let's see, what else do I have here? I got Shaka tea. So this seems, I don't know if this doesn't seem like something that's legit Hawaiian. But it says pineapple mint, and it has a shaka on it. So, maybe it's tea. That's nothing special. This is a thing. Isn't this a thing? The huli huli sauce. That's like a legit thing out there. I don't know about the specific brand, but that's definitely...
That is very popular.
Right. So tell me a little bit about huli huli sauce out there and how they kind of use it. From what I could tell, it's just kind of like sugared soy sauce, but is it more than that?
Basically, so that's a base to a lot of sauces and marinades that we use here in Hawaii. Japanese culture uses soy a lot, or they call it shoyu. So this sauce is a soy sugar base, and you can use it practically for anything. For the most part, huli huli means flip in Hawaii. So typically you'll see that with someone that has whole chickens on a rotisserie grill, outdoor rotisserie grill, and that's their base sauce that they use. People always also use it to marinate. Here we smoke a lot of meat, so we take pork butt, we cut it down, and we use this huli huli sauce to marinate it before we actually smoke it.
Nice.
But it's a base for a lot of things that we use.
Now I want to marinate some chicken in this and roast up some chicken tomorrow. That's a great idea. It seems that way because it's definitely like thick. It definitely seems thick. It's rich. It's primarily sugar and soy sauce and some other flavoring. I haven't even tried it yet, but I'm sure. I mean,
Yeah.
you can't.
Some people also use it just to dip their chicken into. It's good for a lot of different. People
like sugary sauces, even here with the barbecue sauces from down south. I got some macadamia nuts here, of course, and then Spam, of course, which is, everyone says is big in Hawaii. Is it as big as they say?
Yeah.
What's with
the largest consumer of Spam?
What's with the Spam? Why do you guys love the Spam so much? I gotta be honest, I don't think I've ever had Spam. I was gonna make the Spam. I think Spam wasabi is like the big thing, at least, right? So I was going to get some of the nori sheets and some rice and kind of like try to make them out tomorrow and see how it goes. But tell me, how big is Spam there? Do you use it on the truck? I mean, people really just crushing it every day?
Every household has a can of Spam. There's not a household in Hawaii that does not have Spam. They can say they don't. They might be embarrassed by it, but we all have it. It's from back in the 40s and 50s when the rations for our military was here.
All right.
They ran out of rations. Spam was their backup. And became so popular because it's small cans. You can technically eat it straight out the can.
Right.
And it kind of evolved from there into musubis. McDonald's here sells plates with rice, eggs, and Spam.
That's crazy.
And it's very popular. It's very, very popular. But in this sense, you can cut the Spam up into little squares. Mm-hmm. Take the huli huli sauce into your pan.
Right.
Get that hot, put your Spam into it, then eat it that way.
All right. I'm definitely going to do that. That sounds like
eat Spam with everything.
I'm excited to try. I really don't think I've ever had Spam. I've had canned meats and stuff. Like, I'm not afraid of it. I just don't think I ever got into it.
It's the same thing.
Yeah, it's
the same as luncheon meat.
Yeah. Oh, I love me some ham. And then this is a big thing. It's the Li Hing candy.
Yeah. That's a Chinese snack.
Right.
It's basically dried preserved plums.
Yes. I think it has another name that I can't even think of right now. But yes, that sounds accurate as to what it is. And that's apparently big out there? Or is that just the certain cultures and areas that dig that?
Oh, that's a huge thing out here. And every store carries it, from your basic grocery store to your gas station stops.
Wow. And
they've evolved from just being dried plums, which is a snack for the farmers back in the day. It was salty, kind of kept them, their water retention.
Right.
So it's evolved to where they have gummy bears mixed with the powder. These days, they're starting to do, like, someone is offering red vines with that powder mixed on it. They also use that red powder in drinks like margaritas and martinis. Yeah.
That's what this is. This is Hawaii's best snacks. It's Li Hing strawberry belt. So it's like a strawberry candy, I think, covered in the powder. I think that's the idea on this one. So I haven't done it.
So the powder is it's sweet and a little salty at the same time. It's got a they say umami flavor to it. So on these, with the strawberry belts, you're going to get sweet, sour, and salty at the same time. Nice.
I'm excited to get into those. And then, of course, I mean, I have these Hawaiian chips here, which I believe are not even Hawaiian. They're just called Hawaiian, and then they just put pictures of like luau's on it to make it look like it's a Hawaiian thing. But
it's Hawaiian.
Are they? I mean, is that these are out there? Those are Hawaiian brand chips?
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy. I got the sweet Maui onion rings. I didn't even think about that. Maui onions, obviously from Hawaii. I didn't even think about that. I always think of that as just like a sweet onion adjective, but I guess that obviously growing out there. What kind of, outside of like delicious fresh fruits, what is like your, is something I always think about, like when I go to another country or something like that, or other people say, oh, the food is so great in, I don't know, Italy, Spain, or wherever they go. I always attribute a large part of that to the fact that their, farms and vegetation is obviously always, super fresh and local and delicious. That obviously adds to the deliciousness, right? The difference in taste, especially in America where our food's not always the best. But the proteins also, I think, make a huge difference. So do you guys have like a specialty protein? Do you have a lot of, obviously a lot of stuff is shipped into Hawaii. So do you see, especially as a chef on a truck, do you see a lot of like factory farming food coming in? You know, like do you see a lot of the big processing pork, especially, is probably big out there? Or, you know, do you see a lot of like smaller, I guess, pastures or ranches and farmers kind of working on local animals and bringing those out to the people? And do people want that out there?
Yeah, recently in the past, 10, 15 years, the local farmers and ranches have pushed more products and better products for local beef, local pork. We also, on the island of Lanai, that's heavily populated by Filipinos, there's axis deer. There's more deer on that island than there are, humans.
Yeah, I've heard that before.
So that's another staple in our diet. Outside of seafood, pork and beef is the next two largest consumption items that we have. A lot of it does come from the mainland. We have Costco and we have Sam's Club that push out a lot of the meat. But there are some local ranches here that have like pure grass fed. We have a Wagyu farm that pushes out product. With the pandemic, fortunately, a lot of our farmers and ranchers have gotten more business because our shipping routes were kind of shut down. We're only getting so many shipments per month. So it allowed people to try what most of our farmers had, and they forgot what Hawaii could produce, which was great during the pandemic, because I deal with a few farmers and they were having a hard time the past few years. The pandemic hits and, they're just pumping out pork, different cuts of deer, beef.
That's fantastic.
And now they're pushing more into greenery. So I use a lot of collard greens. I lived in Atlanta for like 15 years. So
I was going to say, where did you get the southern influence for the Hawaiian barbecue? But yeah, there it is right there. Atlanta a couple of years. We just did Georgia last week. It was a great episode we did. Georgia was fantastic.
Yeah, so we try to, on our truck, we try to bring a little bit of Georgia, South Carolina, and New Orleans, Mississippi type of barbecue to Hawaii.
That's great. They probably love that because it's probably common that they get a lot of the Kahlua style pig and stuff like that out there. So it's probably good to see that.
Yeah, there's a big military presence here, so they appreciate it when they see something that it reminds them of shrimp and grits.
Right.
It reminds them of home, or collard greens and cornbread. It reminds them of home.
That makes sense. I could definitely see that. So that's good that the local farmers are getting a bump from the coronavirus. I guess it's kind of like a silver lining, right? In some questionable times. How has the corona times been out there, I guess, overall? I mean, everyone's had it a little rough. Everyone's, business obviously impacted, but you're a food truck as opposed to a restaurant. Are you guys fully open over there now, or what? Everyone's wearing masks per usual? Is there reduced capacities at certain places and gatherings? That's what it's like here.
Yeah, our state took it kind of pretty hard. I work at a hotel full time as a cook, and when the shutdown happened, they furloughed everything. I'm still on furlough, and a lot of my cook and chef's friends, they all got laid off.
Right.
So, we got together and talked about how we can stay busy cooking, learning, bouncing ideas off each other. We started delivering basically mini bentos, which are pre-made plates with 2 meats and rice. Hawaii, we eat rice with everything. So we started delivering bentos when it first started back last March. And from there, it just kind of grew and grew, and then we started delivering whole plates, 2 meats, a veg, and a starch. And then now we've pivoted to a food truck so we can get out into the neighborhoods where all of our customers are at and make it easier on them instead of having them come to us or us delivering to them. But it's been good for a lot of small businesses. For larger restaurants, we've seen, I think it's over 125 local restaurants that shut down just because their overhead was too high and they just couldn't keep up with what was going on. And it's unfortunate, but for some of the businesses that did close down, a lot of us felt like the families just needed to retire because they're working too hard,
right.
Didn't have time to spend with their families. And with the pandemic, a lot of people in the restaurant industry, we work 7 days a week sometimes. We don't really get to see our families. So when they got to see their families, a lot of businesses just said, it's time to retire, let's shut down and spend more time with them. Unfortunate for them to lose business, but fortunate that they can spend more time with their family.
Yeah,
but the state, we just opened another tier, so we can be in restaurants with 10 people. In the past, the restaurants could only be 25%,
Right.
5 people per table. But now it's slowly opening back up. And with the vaccinations, I think hopefully by summer, we'll be fully open, more tourists coming in and restaurants fully open and not, at half capacity.
Yeah, that's how it is here. They're just getting to half capacity. And yeah, I mean, the saddest thing about it all was seeing all the restaurants, especially like near New York, all these restaurants, these family-owned restaurants that have been around for so long that just couldn't do it. But like you said, you're in the restaurant game, it's like, you could do everything right for so long and, be able to be successful. And then something like this comes out of nowhere and just destroys your, family business it's been around forever and you did nothing wrong. It's just a completely, strange situation. And these family businesses are just, you see them closing up. It's just sad because, no one in the family is going to want to reopen it and do all that work again. It's just sad for a lot of the places, to see. A lot of the big corporation kind of places, the places with backing could stay afloat, because they got the bankroll for it in the city especially. But the small mom and pop places that couldn't do that, it's sad to see that kind of stuff go away. I'm sure it's very similar there.
Yeah, a lot of them actually open food trucks to reduce their overhead, which is smart.
Yeah, definitely.
We've adjusted and kept adjusting as the pandemic went on and on. Now we're into a food truck, so we're fortunate that we adjusted enough to stay busy and stay keep our unemployed cooks and chefs working.
Right.
Some of the restaurants that's closed, they've actually adjusted to doing just the food truck. You reduce all that overhead of a brick and mortar, and now you can actually survive pretty good as long as you're creating the same product off the truck.
Yeah, everyone's adapting in their own way. I guess out there it's a different kind of adaptation, but you could do that, especially the way the island's laid out and the size of it. Having a food truck seems pretty logical. You could bring the food right to the people pretty easily. They're all, pretty connected through the roads and stuff. So that's a good way to go about it, I think. You said you eat rice with every meal. What kind of rice do you guys what's your normal kind of rice out there? Is this a basic white rice or what's a standard kind of rice?
Yeah, so the Hawaii preferred rice is a cow roast medium grain. So it gets sticky. We steam it in a rice pot. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like sushi rice, just without the vinegar from the sushi rice.
Right.
But rice is a huge staple. Obviously, with the Asian culture, rice is huge. So every meal, people make fun of us because we eat rice and eggs and Spam. And then at lunch, you're going to eat rice and chicken. And then at dinner, you're going to eat rice and steak.
I mean, it's delicious. It's delicious. What's wrong with that?
Yeah, that's our starch.
Good is good. Cool. So something else I read about just like Hawaiian culture in general, you can tell me this is true since you live out there. Shoes off all the time when you go to someone's house, right? This is a thing.
Yes, take it off before you go in the house.
Take it off before you go in. It's like a universal thing. I try to do that at my house, just never seems to work. But I read that one of the things, and I was like, that's a great way to. I wish that the whole state operated that way. That's pretty great. That's just the culture out there. Clean houses.
Yeah, it's a couple different things. In the Japanese culture, they take off their shoes and go into the house. So we kind of adapted that here. But it also keeps the dirt out of the house.
The sand,
and for obviously. A lot of us restaurant people, it keeps the stinky shoes outside.
That's for sure. That's for sure. So let's see, what else is there? Like, if you're gonna go out, let's say you're going out on a Tuesday night in typical non-pandemic conditions, I suppose. What kind of, we said what you were gonna eat. You're gonna eat rice and chicken, rice and steak, but what, I guess, where are you going? Like, what restaurant, or like what style of food are you gonna be having, even if it's rice and steak or whatever.
So because Hawaii is so laid back, you could technically go out with, flip-flops, shorts, and a t-shirt, and you can get into even the nightclubs.
Right.
Some of the nightclubs have dress codes. You have to have shoes and pants, but for the most part, it's very laid back. In Hawaii, we like to pupu, which is appetizers. We like the tapa style to start the night.
Right.
So we'll go to a bar that offers poke is a big thing, raw ahi. We mix it with like soy sauce, sesame oil, so a few other ingredients, and that's our pupu that we like. Most of the clubs and bars here tend to play reggae music more than anything. Hawaii does have its own style of reggae, which is kind of like island music mixed with the reggae.
Nice.
Using the ukulele as an instrument.
Okay.
And then you do have your clubs that play top 40 music, the nationwide, hits, Beyonce and Jay-Z and all that. But for the most part, we like to hang out outside. We like live music, Heineken, and poo-poos. Poke is good. Any type of fresh seafood that we can have, and really, like in Hawaii, there's nothing we won't eat. We'll try anything.
Sure.
So even if a bar or club is offering, like one of my friends works at a bar that serves gizzards.
Oh.
And people love it. As long as you're making it right, people love it. So it's someplace we go just to get gizzards.
Right. The Crispies, I mean, they're fried and crispy and delicious with a Heineken. That sounds pretty good. I'm not going to be mad at that. That goes back to your Atlanta roots, too, I guess, a little bit, because they love gizzards down there, too, I think, down in the South.
Yes.
Nice.
It's very laid back. We like live music, really, really good. And it doesn't matter who it is. We're like Hawaii's like a old school music, 90s hip hop, 70s funk, 70s jazz, even back to the 50s and 60s type of music. That's the type of stuff we like to hear. And now recently, country music's getting very big in Hawaii.
Interesting.
So it's like I said before, it's a big melting pot of many different cultures.
Sounds like my summer playlist is what you guys are playing out in Hawaii. That's all my stuff in the backyard. And then, of course, it would be remiss if I didn't bring up Hawaii's coffee, the Kona coffee. That's the big thing out there, right?
Yes.
Is it the best, as they say? I mean, you've had coffee around the world, I'm sure. Is it as good as they say?
It's to me, it's the best. If you get the right Kona coffee, there's no aftertaste. You know how you can drink coffee a couple cups and you're just kind of like,
yeah,
what is that left in your mouth? There's something about the volcanic rock and soil and on the Big Island where Kona coffee is grown that just makes that coffee so good.
Nice.
It's a little stronger than your basic Starbucks coffee, but the aftertaste, there's practically none.
I'm excited.
And now they have like macadamia nut coffee, so you can get a little macadamia nut flavor into them.
That seems extreme. I just like my coffee to have coffee flavor, but that's fine. I mean, again, if I'm in Hawaii and someone offers me some macadamia coffee, I'm not going to say no. Sounds delicious.
Yeah.
I'm going to try some of this Kona coffee tomorrow. Get my full day started.
That is probably one of the better coffees too.
Nice. All right. Great. She took care of me. That was great. It's a farmer's choice. Already ground. I'm going to make a pot tomorrow and drink it all during the show.
Nice.
And then pour some of this macadamia nut juice in there maybe and see what happens.
Yeah, she did you really well. That's a good.
She brought a couple things, and I picked up a couple things. Like these, she brought me this back. She got this macadamia nut. I got the Spam. I got the huli. I got the chocolate and the hot sauce. She got the ahi tuna. She brought it back. I told her don't bring anything back. It was too much. I don't carry all this stuff. Didn't have to do that. Thank you so much, Coral. You're the best. Yeah, so good stuff. I'm excited to get into some of this stuff. So again, yeah, this is cool. So is there anything else? I mean, is there anything else that we're missing? Like, what have we not tapped? I feel like I got a good vibe of at least the food and the drink out there. I definitely want to come visit now, of course. Like, who doesn't want to go visit Hawaii? But is there anything?
Yeah, I would just say if you come and visit, just try the foods. Most places will allow you to sample it first. If you don't like it, don't get it. And Hawaii is like a big melting pot, so there's a lot of different cultures, heavy Asian, but we like to eat, and we'll try anything once, sometimes twice, just to make sure it is the correct thing that we tasted the first time. But we're not scared of that, and everything here is very laid back. We're not in a rush to do things. We're not in a rush to go places. We like to, like they say, hang loose.
Yeah.
And just, you're on an island, it's basically 80 degrees year round. There's no reason to rush.
No reason to not hang loose. Just put the shakas up.
Yeah,
just shock it up.
Exactly.
I got to ask you, though, I will ask you about Kahlua Pig, because I'm sure you've made it many times out there. And since you're from Hawaii, legit, authentic, I'll ask, because like I was looking into it. I was like, maybe I'll make some Kahlua Pig for the show. I was like, well, am I going to dig a hole? I don't know about that, but I'm sure you could replicate the hole in the oven and that. But is there anything else to it? I saw that, I was researching a little bit. Wrapping, pork, shoulder, butt, whatever, cut up or whole, depending on your time, I guess. But what kind of seasonings would you normally put in with like a Kahlua Pig that you're doing outside of the wrapping of the banana leaf to add that kind of flavor? I didn't see many like specific things. Is it just up to whatever the chef is making, what he feels like, or is it generally just basic salt, pepper, and see what happens with the pork?
Yeah, so traditional is that they'll wrap it in banana leaf, and then it's just a slow cook for a long period of time. You could do it out of a crock pot, and it's very simple. Take a pork butt, however big the size of the pork butt you want. You're gonna add water. You can buy liquid smoke. Here in Hawaii, mesquite's our main source of smoke or wood, but hickory liquid smoke works just as fine. Just that, a good amount of salt, and just slow cook it to it shreds.
Let it go.
Our Kahlua pork is very simple. There's no major flavoring outside of for the crock pot version where you're adding the liquid smoke, that just takes the emu flavor and puts it into the crock pot.
Makes sense.
You don't really need any banana leaves over that, unless you want to. If you want to take it a step further, you can technically put it in a smoker, wrap it in a banana leaf, season it just salt. You don't need nothing else.
Right.
We use Hawaiian salt, which is not as strong as kosher. It's a little more less MSG.
Yeah, Hawaiian sea salt. Right?
But you can use kosher salt also and do it in a smoker, and it comes out exactly the same.
Do you? I guess it's all about the quality of the pig. The better the pig, the better it's going to be, because it sounds like a pretty simple, straightforward dish. So high quality pig's going to get you a high quality result, I suppose.
Yeah, a lot of fat. Just make sure your pork butt has a lot of fat.
Yeah, it's just going to render out. Yeah, delicious. And then what, put all that fat in my rice and cook my rice up in it? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I want to do.
I mean, the only other thing we didn't talk about is poi, Hawaii's staple starch.
You're 100% right. I was looking into poi, too, because I was going to cook on the show, and I was like, don't cook. You don't know how to do the things right. And I'm like, what am I going to do? Got a taro root and just mash it for hours? I looked at, that's funny you brought up poi. There's two things about poi. And correct me where I'm wrong. It's taro root essentially mashed up, right? Like endlessly
Exactly.
in theory. And I guess they cook it first, or I'm not sure. And then there's like a fermented version that I was reading about. How common is that out there?
Very common.
All right. Tell me.
Taro it's actually a super food. So it has enough protein, it has enough calories, enough carbohydrates for any one human being to sustain for a long period of time. The way poi is made is basically a taro root. They come in different sizes and different varietals. In Hawaii, we have a lehua varietal, which is the sweetest of them all, is our favorite. So basically, you're going to steam that taro root until it gets a little soft. You're going to peel the outer half an inch of taro off, because that's the pasty portion that you don't want a part of your meal. And then you're just adding water, and we take a rock, we call it a pohaku, and we're basically mashing it with our hands. So it comes into a very, very thick paste, similar to Play-Doh. And that's how we eat it. It's naturally sweet. So there's not much you need to add to it. You could make it faster by pressure cooking it and putting it in a cake mixer and just mixing it up with water, and it makes the same. Right. Yeah, and then the fermented version is basically the mash version that they let sit out. And in Hawaii, people always say, I like sour poi. A lot of the older generations, the 65 and older, like sour poi because that's what they grew up on. Sure. And they like theirs to sit out a few days before they actually eat it. It's not something for everybody. Poi it's kind of basic. It's like mashed potatoes in a Play-Doh texture. A lot of people don't like it.
Yeah, that sounds strange.
But in Hawaii, it's a huge thing.
I've heard mixed reviews of people who've been to Hawaii that haven't liked it. I was like, it sounds like the thing. I mean, it's definitely everywhere. It's probably been around forever for a reason. So maybe they just had bad poi, but it doesn't sound like they can mess it up. I don't know. I feel like I would want to have it.
It depends on how you eat it. A lot of the places that you get a full Hawaiian plate, which would be rice, chicken long rice, which is rice noodles with shredded chicken and ginger, lomi salmon, which is basically a salsa with salted salmon in it.
Oh yeah.
And then poi, and then there's something else we didn't talk about is laulau, which is pork butt, cod, wrapped in tea leaf and steamed.
Sounds amazing.
Yeah, so it's I make a version of it where it's just collard greens and pork butt.
That sounds great.
Exact same thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's steamed for a long time, so the pork gets shredded in the inside. The fish is only put in there to bring fat to the dish.
Right, and it's also getting covered in the pork fat too, so it probably makes a really interesting texture too when you're eating it. Cod especially, really flaky. with the pork fat. That's interesting. What an interesting combo. What's that called? I don't think I've ever heard of that.
That's called a lau lau, L-A-U-L-A-U.
Lau lau.
But with the lomi salmon, so it's basically like a salsa that you're gonna add salted salmon to. If you take that salted salmon salsa and you put it onto your poi, that's what makes it perfect. That's the perfect mixture. Every local in Hawaii, that's how we prefer to eat it. They sell the poi in little cups. So we tend to take the lomi salmon, put it into the poi cup, and eat it just like that.
All right, that sounds good. That's an insider tip. That sounds like a good way to eat it. And
it breaks through the basic poi.
right. And the salted salmon making a pop with the natural sourness kind of in there. I can see that. That makes a lot of sense to me. That sounds delicious. I don't know what people would not like about that. And then there's something else. I can't think of the name of what it is. There's some kind of coconut donut that's out in Hawaii, I think.
Oh, malasada?
That's it. I couldn't think of it. Those are big out there, no?
Huge. I actually had one this morning.
Oh, man. I love donuts. I love
Malasadas
coconut.
are basically Portuguese holeless donuts.
Okay.
So they're very soft. It's made from yeast, so they're popular now. They stuff them with custard, different flavors on the inside. It's one of those breakfast items that no matter where you go, you kind of have to get it.
Right, they're out there. And it's coconut flavored like base, or is that like a filling that they put in there? Or are they just, all malasadas are just straight coconut? For some reason, I had coconut in my mind. Maybe they're not.
No, they'll put coconut halpia, it's called. It's basically coconut milk turned into a jello form.
All right.
Or puree, and it's stuffed inside of the malasadas. But it's a typical snack or breakfast treat.
Sounds delicious. Well, it sounds like you're eating good out in Hawaii. I don't know. Sounds like you're doing better than some other states.
You can gain weight here just talking about food.
And the culture's based around eating and drinking it. And Heineken, we're big on Heinekens out there. What else? And is there any?
They say each meal you're talking about what you're going to eat for the next meal.
I mean, that's how I live my life, I think. So maybe I'd fit right in out there. I'm always thinking about the next meal while I'm eating. That's great. Rob, I don't want to keep you anymore, man. I appreciate you joining. This has been fun. You're a great chat, man. If I ever come out to Hawaii, I'm going to stop by and check you out in the truck for sure.
Yes, you should stop by. We should do a show in Hawaii, and we can sample some of the local products.
Oh, dude, that's all I want to do. Please don't tempt me. I'll book a flight. Can I get out there? Am I allowed to get out there? I'm reaching for a flight. I mean, that's what kind of why I started doing the show. Like, I had some travel plans bagged last year, and I was doing some podcasts, and I said, I really miss going to these states. Like, I really miss going and literally rolling up to a state I've never been to, or a town, whatever, and hopping into a bar and just meeting someone and talking about what it's like there. I kind of missed that a lot. Obviously, the experience of traveling, but that I missed a lot. And I said maybe I could just do a state a week and find someone from the state and chat with them. And so far, I mean, it's the same thing. Like I told you, and I was like, hey, it's just like a hang. We're just going to talk about what you eat, what you drink, and that's really it. And you've been great, man. I feel like I'm there. I feel the Ohana spirit in the air. I feel it.
Thank you.
Yeah, dude.
I appreciate it. Thanks. It's great to meet you. Thank you for doing this for our state, and hopefully it gives people an idea of what we eat and drink, and don't be scared to eat spam and rice in Hawaii.
They eat spam and rice everywhere, especially in Hawaii. Rob, do you want to plug your website or your food truck while you're out there for anyone who might come out?
Kalama's Cuisine. You can look us up on Instagram or Facebook. I have a food truck, Kalama's Cuisine food truck. Very simple. And basically, I take Hawaii ingredients and introduce Asian and Southern flavors. So instead of doing a lau lau with your pork and cod, traditional Hawaiian style, I like to use collard greens and pork butt. And then I smoke a lot of meats. But if you're ever in Hawaii, please look us up, and we'll come and make sure you're taken care of. And hopefully, I get to see you in Hawaii sometime. Do a show, and I know you have some chef work that you do. So let's do something.
Most definitely, man. I'd love to get out there, dude. If I do, I will definitely be reaching out to you, man. Aloha, Rob, man. Appreciate you, man. Thanks so much for joining, bro.
Okay. Mahalo for having me.
Have a great day out there, brother. Be good.
You too.
He was great. That was great. Oh, did we do that whole portion of the show with no audio? Is that entire past 20 minutes with no audio? What the fuck? Don't get mad, just do it again. All right, well, we'll do it again. Wow. Professional. We're just professionals out here. Sure, we just did a whole cooking demo, made another cocktail with zero audio. What the fuck? Anyway, this is my you would think you would learn after the Delaware situation just to have a fucking audio monitor up here so you know that it's going. You would think. Chat, next time I'm going for that long and I'm not fucking saying anything and you don't hear me, unless I'm wrong. I mean, it looks like I was muted. I'm not sure how. Oh, I probably muted it when we went to the interview. No, that doesn't make any sense. I don't know, dude. All right, well, it looks like we got to make another one. We made the best Mai Tai ever. Told you how to do it, but it's a top secret thing. You're going to have to wait for the next Caribbean episode, I guess. But we're going to make another nori sheet and another musabi, I guess. Wow, good job. All right, don't let it bother you. Just keep it moving. It's just Friday night. Well, thanks for joining, everyone. And thanks for anyone who, thanks everyone for chiming in and saying that we're fucking no audio here. Jesus Christ, talking to myself. All right, so let's just say everything you just said again. All right, I'll do it. We're having a Miami Vice style cocktail, but in Hawaii they call it a lava flow. It's we made a shaken version of it, and it's strawberry and bananas on the bottom, similar to a strawberry daiquiri, and then a pina colada mixed on top, shaken with coconut cream, pineapple juice, rum. Shaken up, mixed together. Not that great. Not gonna lie about it. Maybe it's better when it mixes, but I'm not sure. What is great? We took the banana and turned it into a dolphin. It needs a clove for an eyeball, and that would be a fantastic garnish. Because look, it looks like a dolphin. Its mouth is open and have an eyeball. Cute. Love it. Umbrella. Perfect. Blue drink is gone. That was a good one. Made a Mai Tai. My Mai Tai spec has 1 ounce of rum from Martinique, a VSOP funky ass rum that you can drink on the rocks, and it's super delicious. 1 ounce of Appleton Estate Jamaican rum. 2 delicious rums put together. 1 lime juiced in the cup. Half ounce Curacao, a heavy half ounce of house-made orgeat. You're gonna have to look up to that. Shaky, shaky shakes. Put it in here. Stick a half a lime in there. Stick the mint right on top. Makes a little palm tree. If you need more, put a fucking stupid umbrella on it. What else do we do? Spam musabi. Took the spam during the break. Opened the can. Cut it into 8 pieces. Sear. Poured the huli sauce on it. Caramelized it down till it was the sticky icky. Currently, the sticky icky. You can see it sticking to the plate. I mean, that's fucking kind of gross. But it's delicious either way. So we're going to do one again. Again, I've never eaten this in Hawaii. I've never eaten this in any place. But here we are live doing it again. And we're going to do another one because it was delicious. So here we go. Take your rice that you clearly made at home and definitely didn't buy at a Chinese restaurant because you're too lazy to make rice at home. Dab it on your nori sheet that you should have toasted with your lighter, but didn't because you're an idiot. Just like you didn't turn the fucking audio on. And then get yourself some spam. Get yourself a nice fat spam piece. Get yourself a little bit more. Let's put some sesame seed on it because Fukiyori's not here. Fukiyaki's not here, but we'll sesame it up. I feel like I dropped so much knowledge in that muted portion of the program. I don't know what the fuck to do now. What a waste of time that was for everybody involved. All right. Okay. Roll this up a little bit tighter. This is not going to be as good because we didn't toast it, but cheers. This looks like shit because we're off mute now. So. So tasty though. Okay. Uh-huh. Anyway, like I was saying, maybe that's why the phone line doesn't work sometimes. Because we're muted. 843 Rebel TV if you want to call a show. There's a less than a 50-50 chance that the phone lines actually work. Give it a shot. I'm gonna finish my Mai Tai, shut this shit down, call it a night. That was a good episode. Talking to people in Hawaii, crushing all the Hawaii goods. I'm eating spam wasabi. I got my fucking tiki flex on. I love this shirt. I'm sorry. I wear this one. It's not poolside. I was surprised at how many Hawaiian shirts I own. I had the one from the interview. This one. I got 2 other ones. I'm so always ready to flex a Hawaii vibe. I don't know why. I've never been there, but I'm just into it. All right, I'm gonna cut this rice up like it's nothing. I'm just gonna get this rice over here, clean it up. All right, not gonna make another one of those. I don't know how much spam a man could eat in a night after 10 o'clock in double digits. We're gonna crush this. Let's be honest. Let's get the cute dolphin garnish out of here. Let's mix this bitch up and hopefully it tastes better. We've lava flowed in a shaken mixed version, not really a blended version. It's not really a lava flow. It's more like a lava spurt. It's good, not great. You know, good, not great. That's what I like to say about things that are not great. They're good, not great. So, again, you know, running out of steam here. We crushed all the items. I can go back and visit some of these chips. I can eat some more tuna jerky, but that spam wasabi was really hitting all the notes right now. I'm a big fan of it. Sorry if we didn't have audio for a fucking minute, because I'm an idiot. Just bear with it, you know? Deal with it. Gonna go back and visit that candy, maybe. Big things in the works. Big things in the works. Huli huli sauce, big game. Big game. Big game? What was that? What? Big game. Tiki drinks coming in. Huli huli sauce. You know, it's like it's definitely a play on teriyaki, without a doubt. If you can get this one, cool. If not, you can take soy sauce, sweeten it up with to your liking with some sugar, and you're going to be kind of in the wheelhouse. This definitely has a particular vibe, and I feel like I've tasted this before in items out, especially caramelized on that spam. This caramelized in a pan is definitely a special taste. So that's cool. You know what I want to do? Let's ghost pepper nori spam. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah. We're gonna ghost pepper nori spam, and we're gonna toast this one. We're gonna do this one proper. First one was great. We had no audio on it, I don't think. This one we're gonna toast up. Toast yo nori. Make it that fire nori, dog. All right. Now, this is going to be like a sushi style one because the nori's a little smaller. Let's get some of the rice out here. Right in the mids. Little blobs. Let's get that spammy spam. Everyone likes to listen to you eat, too. Really the worst part of the show. Base your show around eating and drinking. Hate the eating and drinking on microphone. Let's get a piece of spam wasabi. We can make this better. We can make this look better. This could be a picture perfect one. Let's be fair. Let's not fuck around. Let's make this one nice. I was being cheap and lazy. Let's fucking commit. We're gonna do it. Let's commit, right, guys? Come on. First one looked nice. And then I fucking lost my mojo because I didn't have the fucking mic on like an idiot. But you know what? We're fucking pros. As soon as you lose one game and get your goddamn head back in and you make it fucking work. You don't walk around and let your fucking wasabis get shitty just because you didn't have your mic on. What do you think this is? Amateur hour? I don't think so. Not my fucking house. All right, let's go. Wasabi's on. Spammers is out. We're gonna hit this with a little bit more of this sesame because it's here and it's gonna stick like a motherfucker on there. I wish there was like some scallion on here right now. Anything savory? Anything else we could add to this? The macadamia nut? That seems stupid. Let's put a little bit on top here. So let's keep it tight. Let's make it nice. Make it nice. Don't make it twice. This is where the mold helps. If you had the mold, this would be a lot easier. Or a microphone not your fucking way, but you know. It's the life we live. Now let's tighten it up. Surround the sides. Oh, little rippage! Little rippage! Alright, let's moisten. Moisten using the pineapple wine, because that's the only thing it's good for. Wrappy wraps. We'll apply a little press. Little press. Little squeezy squeezums. Maybe we tighten up the rice on the back end here. Tighten up the rice on the front end here a little bit. I mean, I don't know if I'd sell that to anyone, but it looks all right. It smells good. Here we go. Yeah, we're fucking good. All right, I highly recommend you get yourself some spam, some rice from your local Chinese joint, and some nori rolls, nori cheese. Try your hand at making some real sushi, fail, and then just use rice and spam cooked up with the huli huli, and you'll feel like a goddamn a regular gyro. But what we wanted to do is add some of the hot hot. Give me the hot hot. Hot, hot, hot. Give me the hot, hot. Have I not learned my lesson? Nope. The thing is, the cooked down huli huli is so sweet. Yeah, that's not bad. That's good. That's a good way to do it. For those of you just joining us, General Roshane sent us a nice music video, a complete synth improv based on Hawaii. I think we should go to it right now. It's a 2-minute hit, but get it. Hell yeah. I mean, God. I got outrageous. Give him a follow. We love him. Hopefully he's doing that for every state. I need one of those for every state. Extended. I need him in here so we can just throw to him when I need a second to clean up. Be like, all right, kick it, and fucking just sesh out. Fantastic. All right, I mean, we're doing good here. We did the tiki drinks, we hit all the hot sauces, we had all the snacks. And we had everything but the stupid shaka tea. I mean, we did a lot of work here tonight. I want to thank all you guys for joining the show. Thanks to Aloha Rob out in Hawaii. for the interview. That was fantastic. I think he killed it. It was really great to talk to somebody from Hawaii. I think Hawaii's a great state. I think we all want to go there and visit. It's a far trip, the Aloha State. Hawaii, you're great. We love your macadamia nuts. We love your fresh seafood and poke. You guys love Heineken, apparently, but, you know, we still love you. Wacky tiki drinks with umbrellas is part of your vibe. Multicultural, multifaceted, and super delicious. You love Spam. You love rice. You love proteins, and you love pork. Who's to not love any of those things? Your hot sauce is hot, and your drinks are cold. Right? Yeah, that works. Thanks for the Mai Tai, even though it was made in California. You guys really love it over there. I don't know. Pineapples are great, but most of the ones we get in America are from Costa Rica. What are you sending here? You're actually not sending much because they're a tiny state, and everything they get is sent in, and they really don't export all too much, except for their Kona coffee, which is fantastic. You can watch me make some Kona coffee in the morning on Instagram at HackChef, at the Billy Vegas, at Rebel Vision TV. This is Bits and Bites, Hawaii. What a great show this was. I thought this was a really good one. If you'd like to drop something in the comments about it, hit the follow, hit the sub, all those things. Appreciate all you who did. Let's check the schedule, see what we're working on next week. Where we at? Hawaii, week 11 off the books. Week 12, Idaho, the big potato state. Looks like it's going to be another mashed potato episode. We're hitting the eyes. Idaho, Illinois, Indiana, Iowa. That's going to be our April pretty much, I guess. That's weird. Those seem like, I'm not going to lie, those are a little dull. But what do I know? We're going to learn. I don't know. Idaho, we're definitely getting some potatoes, so expect a couple pounds of potatoes in here. I don't know about potato cocktails, but who could say? Yeah, I don't know. Fun times. Hawaii, you're great. You're a great state. Special thanks to Rob. Special thanks to Coral for getting some of the items here tonight that we tasted and tested. That was fantastic. You know, special thanks to Mr. Pineapple here. Special thanks to my amazing dolphin banana garnish. Special thanks to General Roshane, killing it with that Hawaii synth ass jam. Love that. Go give him a follow. Instagram, General Roche. Twitch, General Roche. We're always hosting his streams when he's doing it here, so I'm sure you could click somewhere around on Twitch and find it, if not on YouTube. Macadamia nut liqueur, very good. Good substitute for Frangelico. If you're not allergic to macadamia nuts, I highly recommend it. That's actually a good find. Ahi tuna jerky, big moves on that. Very good. Spam, underrated meat. Get it, have it, enjoy it. And also we can go from here. Guys, thank you so much for joining. Twitch peoples, thank you for being in the chat. Thank you everyone for joining, chatting, contributing. You know, all the things. You're all great people. Always fun. I always love doing this stuff, and I love talking to people about their states and their culture, and you know, Rob especially was super appreciative, and it felt good to talk to somebody in another state, like it always does. Idaho, we're gonna see you next week. Get them goddamn potatoes ready. Good night, everybody. Thanks so much.